Do you find it hard to come up with video ideas? Are you racking your brain just to figure out what type of video should I make that will actually get views? Well, in this live broadcast, we are sharing the one powerful way that you can find video ideas that will actually get views. And if we're just meeting, my name is Heather Torres, and I'm part of the Think team here, part of Think Media and Think Marketing, and you're watching our live Q&A. We do this one time every couple of weeks where we share a little bit of strategy with you, and then we get into your Q&A. And I'm fired up for today's session. And I also have with us the marketing director of Think Media, Melissa Caputo. Mel, how you doing today?
I am great, Heather. Thanks. I'm so excited to talk about this topic today. I just got a little preview of it and you guys are going to love it.
Yeah, I think this is a really fun topic too, Melissa, because as creators ourselves, this can be something where you're like, what video should I make next? I don't even know. You have all these ideas, but you can't really decide which ones you should make or how you should word that title, right?
Yep, definitely. It's a constant struggle because we are always going through this process of creating new videos, and it's that struggle of always having to come up with fresh ideas. So I think no matter where you are in your YouTube journey, this is going to be a really helpful tip.
Yes. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into this one tip here, this power session. The one powerful way to find video ideas that actually get views. And before we get started, real quick, just want you to let you know that this video is brought to you by our free 1-hour YouTube masterclass at 2masterclass.com. This is where if you're ready to grow your YouTube channel this year and you want to deep dive into a part of the training that we teach from our signature academy, Video Ranking Academy, you can do this 1-hour free YouTube class by going to thinkmasterclass.com. That is the place where you can go. If you've not taken the masterclass, make sure to take it because it will be coming down soon. This is a 1-hour free class all about how to dominate on YouTube this year and get your strategy right. Well, let me know in the comments real quick. Do you ever feel overwhelmed when you're trying to come up with video ideas? I know, like I said, as a creator myself, this is something that I was even struggling with today, trying to come up with this video idea. And sometimes it could be hard because here we are writing all these things down and we're so close to it, right? You're so close to your topic that sometimes you don't know, well, what video should I make and how should I title that video? And I want to share a really cool resource with you. It's called answerthepublic.com. I want to bring this up for you, answerthepublic.com. And here's what's so cool about answerthepublic.com. You can, on their free trial, they have a free and additional paid trials. You can type into here right on that line. Let's say homeschooling. I'm a homeschooling mom and I make videos about homeschooling. And let's see what comes up when you type in answerthepublic.com. Well, if you scroll down here, here are 80 questions that people are actually asking. These are actual video ideas that I could make. Things like homeschooling, how homeschooling works. I could make the video, I'm trying to read it sideways, how homeschooling works in South Africa. Maybe if I am talking to someone, interviewing someone from South Africa. Is homeschooling good? I mean, there's so many questions. This is just 80 questions right here. And you can now take these actual questions and do a Q&A, do a one question, one answer style video. This is a great way to get content out. Sometimes you want to make these big grand videos, but really it could literally be about one question, one answer. Look at homeschooling. Homeschooling can prevent bullying. I can do a question mark and I can actually answer that with 5 points. Are you seeing how valuable this is? Let's type something else in here. Let's go up to the top and we can type in, let's say vegan. Let's say vegan. We'll type in vegan. Tony on our team, him and his wife have a cooking show and they do all vegan cooking. And if they needed to come up with a video idea, they can do things like, let's zoom it in a little bit. My eyes can't read the screen. Let's see. Vegan when pregnant. Maybe they're making a video about that exact topic. Maybe why vegan is a bad diet. They could answer that question. Is it good? Is it bad? Or where vegans get protein. That is like a huge question if you are a vegan that you get asked all the time. Are you seeing the power of this? answerthepublic.com. If you can type that in the chat below, I would love to know what you would type into that search bar. What is your niche? What is your topic that you would be searching? Now, again, on this one here, there is a free and a paid version. So you can use the free version. There's a certain amount that you can search per day, or you can upgrade to the paid version and have unlimited access to be able to search this. Now, what I would do is I would take the title here and then I would go to the YouTube search bar. I would search it to see if it's actually something that is active. And then that would help me to know if this is my dog chewing on a toy right by the camera and the microphone. I would take this and I would go and I would put it into the YouTube search bar and I would see, is there competition around this? What does this look like? But here's a great way to spark an idea when you are looking for the perfect video to do next. These are powerful video ideas that you could be using when you're making your videos. Well, again, just to let you know that this website was called answerthepublic.com, and that will help you to know the video ideas that you can do. And Melissa, have you used answerthepublic.com before?
Yes, I have. It is definitely one of the tools that I've just had in my tool belt ever since learning it from you guys. I don't know, maybe a year ago. And I think it's really effective for, like you said, actually, like when you are not even sure where to start with your question, all you have is a keyword. A lot of the other tools that we mentioned are more effective if you have more of like a more formed question in your mind, sorry. And this is just really great for just checking on those keywords.
I love that. Well, hey, we're going to get into the Q&A section of today's training. But again, just wanted to let you know that this video is brought to you by YouTube. This is brought to you by thinkmasterclass.com. Mel, can you tell them a little bit about Think Masterclass while I move my puppy that has decided to play right now?
Yes, definitely. So Think Masterclass is perfect for you if you are just starting out on your YouTube journey, or even if you're a little bit further along and you really want to know how you can strategize and put some strategy behind all of the efforts that you are doing on YouTube. So if you are just feeling like, I need clarity, I need a way to figure out how to take this like pressing record and throwing something out on the YouTube and actually put some strategy behind it, and actually put some thought and get some clarity behind what I want to achieve on YouTube. So are you wanting to go full time? Do you want to just start making your first $100 on YouTube? This class is going to help you work towards those goals and what you need to figure out for those. So it is a really great opportunity for, like I said, if you're not even sure that you want to become a YouTuber and you just want to see what it would be like to take it seriously, this is a great place for you. All the way through, if you are interested in, if you've been doing YouTube for a while and you just want to learn how to grow and make some money on it. So thinkmasterclass.com, if you want to check that out, I highly encourage it. If you have not, it is a limited replay. So we do take that down, and you want to check it out now. The next one we do will have different content. So now is the time to check it out.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Mel, for helping me during that time when I needed to do this. And look, Ben said that was a great tip. Ben, I want to know, what are you going to use that Answer the Public for? Adrian also said, this is going to be so helpful. Thank you. You know, I think that's right. Sometimes you just need just one tip to get you fired up and excited. And Melissa, we're going to be jumping into the Q&A part of today's show. If you have a question, you can submit that question by putting 4 question marks before or after. It can be about this topic or any topic that you would like to ask the Think team here today. You have Melissa Caputo, who is our marketing director here at Think Media. She helps us with all of our funnels and with all of our social media and with all of our emails and inbound and outbound communication. Melissa is the gal. And my role here at Think Media is content creator as well as chief operations officer. So it's systems and teams and video recording and all of the things. So just to let you know kind of the plethora of the questions we can answer for you, we'd be more than happy to jump into that. So Melissa, do we have any questions submitted yet today?
Yes, we do. And if you are joining us on YouTube, then welcome to the Q&A portion of this training. You'll be able to get this full replay on thinkmarketing.com. If you're watching the replay now, then join us in the comments and let us know what questions you guys do have so we can be answering there in the comments with you guys. All right. So first question we have, Heather, is technical. Okay, sorry. If you are using Answer the Public and you're just starting out on your niche, and say your niche was, again, like the vegan food, can you put more specific searches in there other than just vegan? And what's an example of one of those searches?
Yeah, you can. I was just using one keyword. You can do multiple words in there and it'll start to narrow it down for you. So we can bring up Answer the Public again on here, and we can type in, let's say, chocolate chips. Let's type in chocolate chips. Maybe you are cooking and you want to make different, oh, we've hit our max already for free. So there we go, because we were playing with it earlier. But you can put that in there. See, we like free things too, right, Melissa? Like, I'm not about to pay. I'll use it for free for right now. But Answer the Public, yeah, you can put in things. So I've put like homeschooling kids to see what comes up. And here's the thing: when you're making videos on YouTube, you want one keyword phrase, you want the topic, one keyword phrase to one video. So I would not be doing like vegan cooking. That's not actually the video I would make. I would make like I said, vegan cooking while pregnant, or like vegan diet while pregnant, good or bad. And I would maybe make a case against which one I felt was appropriate. So you want to make sure that when you're making your videos, this is to help spark ideas. This is to help to see how your audience is wording the question, right, Mel? What is the marketing language that they're using? It's so important to know that your audience probably isn't speaking the exact same language that you are. You know, one of the examples that we've done here at Think Media, right, Melissa, is blurry background. That's what our audience says, but it actually is really depth of field. But that's not what people are typing into the search bar. So you'll want to make sure that when you are using Answer the Public, you get a couple ideas. You can click save or download. That is another thing that I do. So I will type in the word, I'll save and download, and then I print it out and I look at it and I circle the ideas that I think would actually be great video ideas that people are searching for. Answer the Public is what people are actually saying. So you're making videos to answer those questions.
Great. So if you guys have any questions that you want us to answer revolving around your YouTube strategy or marketing your YouTube videos, go ahead and put them in the comments for us, and then we can get to those throughout this video. So one of the questions we have is how to use keywords for a vlogger. This is a question from Mara Vlogs. So what keywords can you start with as a vlogger?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things you can do. One of the strategies with vlogging is to be a storyteller, right? That's like one of the biggest pieces. And so if you're vlogging, where are you? You know, one of the videos that Tony on our team did with his wife is they went to Universal Studios and they vlogged at Universal Studios. But when they were vlogging, they were actually giving information throughout that video. So it was a vlog style video, but it was packed with information. Like I don't even remember what it was, but something about like how to visit, you know, or how to maximize Universal Studios, or in some capacity like that. So you want to be thinking about the location or the topic, or, you know, the what is the story that you are presenting inside of your vlogs. Benji Travis and Judy Travis have a vlogging channel, and you know, for them, they talk about the foods that they're eating. You know, they're talking about being parents, and so depending on what the topic of that vlog is, you want to make sure that the topic, the title, the thumbnail all match, so that people understand what that is. And what the keywords do is they help Google, they help the machine actually understand what your video is about. And so the point of keywords in general is to give the machine, Google and YouTube, the most information of how to categorize your video so that they know who to show it to based on viewers, how viewers view different types of videos. Any advice for them, Melissa, that you would add to that?
That's exactly what I would say, Heather, is a lot of the successful vlogging channels that I follow are using that exact strategy where they'll say that there's one promise in that title of the video. They're going to answer this one question for you, or this one really interesting thing that happened. And then from there, like, they show you a little bit more about their day, but they make sure that they get to the answer of that question pretty early on in the video, because you want to make sure that that person isn't, being baited into a video that doesn't actually address what they're talking about. But what it does is maybe I'll get the answer to my question, and then I'll still be kind of pulled in, and I'll want to stay for the rest of their vlog, where they're kind of showing a little bit more about their daily life. So I think that's a really great point. And if you're not a travel vlogger, maybe you're a vlogger who is a sustainable lifestyle vlogger. That's one of the kind of channels that I watch. And what they'll do is they'll give you like a tip at the beginning of it that integrates within their day. They'll show you like how to do something, or here's how I styled this particular, item of clothing, and then they'll go on from there. So that's exactly the same kind of tip that I would say, Heather, and that's what I see being acted on large channels every day.
Yeah. And you just mentioned one thing, Melissa, that I think is really critical for people who want to get into the vlogging space, and that is the niche that you're in. Just to vlog about your life isn't actually probably going to get you views. And I know this might sound really harsh, and please just take it with love, but people aren't actually interested in your life. They're only actually interested in the niche that you're in, and the style of video that you're doing is a vlog style video. Does that make sense? Right? Like, it's not like if I were to just pick up the camera and just vlog about my day. Well, I mean, like, my mom's interested in that, but like, not any other human on earth really cares about what my day looks like. But when I pick up the camera from the angle of a homeschool mom, and I walk through my homeschool day, and it's a day in the life of a homeschool family, well, now I'm within a niche. Now I have people who are searching for that. Now I have interest within that. Melissa said that very well, sustainable living. She's interested in what does it look like to live a sustainable life. There's tips, and there's tools, and there's gadgets, and there's things, and there's products and services that those people are using that are helpful. And that's what the style of video that they're creating. Madeline, who is a part of the Think team, I guess part of the Think team, because Nolan is a part of the Think team. Madeline is his wife. She had a lifestyle channel, and in her lifestyle channel, she was just making videos just about her life. But when she switched to doing thrifting, because she loves going to thrift stores and buying things and altering clothes, and she started to do videos about going and thrifting, and about being married young, and really thinking about the topics that she was talking about. That's when she broke through to her audience. When she started doing hauls from when she was going thrifting, that's when she started to break through to her audience. So I want you to think about that. If you are in the vlogging space, what is the topic? What is the niche? The style of video I'm doing is a vlog style video, but what is the value of this video? Who is this serving, and how am I serving them well? How am I helping them? And I hope that gives you some tips if you are a vlogger here in our community.
Yeah, I think that's so good, because we get asked about vlogging quite frequently, because it's popular. Like, of course, like, we want to be able to document our lives and share it and create beautiful things out of our daily lives. We want to capture our kids' moments. We want to capture those trips that we're going on. So I think a great thing to remember as well is that just because you're not putting it on YouTube doesn't mean you can't do that too. And I just think, like, a lot of lifestyle vloggers that we hear talk about, like, but I just really want to share my trip and I don't want to have to give a tip or something like that, then that's okay. And, you can still post that on YouTube, but you have to know, like, what your goal is. Is your goal to grow a YouTube channel? Is your goal to go full-time on YouTube? Then you're going to want to listen to what Heather's telling you. Heather is an expert, and she is giving you really great advice right now. You're going to have to probably follow that advice. It's going to be very few exceptions. If your goal is to document your life and create beautiful pieces of art out of your daily life, then that is a beautiful goal. And yeah, it might just be your mom and your spouse watching it, and that's okay. That's okay. We just have to align ourselves with our goals. And I think that's, again, just like a really something that I've wanted to say to a lot of people in our community as we're having that conversation. So just remember, searching, giving value, serving your audience, that's what's really going to help you grow on YouTube. Good. And so I have another question. We can switch gears a little bit, go in a little analytics here. So we have a question about from Adrian, asking, how does the length of your video affect the YouTube algorithm? Does the algorithm prefer certain lengths, or what does that dynamic look like, Heather?
Yeah, really great question. And I love the complexity of this question because, you know, the answer is the YouTube algorithm likes both. The YouTube algorithm likes short videos and long videos. The YouTube algorithm, here's what I want you to write down. Minutes matter most. Minutes matter most. So if the length of your video, and we want to get people watching the whole time, right? We want to keep people on the platform. So if the length of your video is 10 minutes, but it could have been 8 minutes because there was 2 minutes of just kind of fluff in there and it wasn't bringing value and it didn't really have a purpose, well, people will probably start dropping off. And YouTube wants to keep people watching on the platform. So long form videos and short form videos are great. The video we're doing right now is a long form video. We are going to probably go for 30 minutes, an hour. This is a long form video. And while you're watching this right now, YouTube is giving us brownie points. They're giving us gold stars because we're keeping you on this video. We're keeping you on the platform. And so long form and short form videos. Another thing that I want you to write down is your videos should be as long as they need to be, but as short as possible. Melissa and I could probably do a Q&A for 4 hours straight, right, Mel? Like we really could go hardcore and do a 4-hour Q&A, but is that going to bring value to our audience? We know that our key point, like our key time when we're doing these types of things is between 30 and an hour. That's about a time where someone's either driving, they're working out, they're on a walk. Like that is the time that you would be listening to this type of a long form piece of content. Now, our regular YouTube videos, we like to keep those around 10 minutes, but there's some videos we post that are 5 minutes. And you want to just remember that it needs to be as long as it needs to be, but as short as possible. You want to be brief, be bright, be fun, and be done. That is what our mentor, Shalene Johnson, says. And I really take that to heart when making videos. Now, here is a power tip for you though. When you're making video content that is longer than say 15 minutes, you're actually able to put in additional ad placements into your video. So you can increase your ad revenue by placing additional ads in the video. Now, take this lightly because you don't want to just be throwing a bunch of ads into your videos. We do this strategically here at Think Media. We teach you how to do this inside of our Think Tank, which is a one-day masterclass with Sean, and inside of our mastermind. We teach some like deep dive things into analytics. But I just want to encourage you that it's really smart to be making videos where you can look at your analytics and then see when are people dropping off, you know, about how long are your, you know, do you have a couple videos that are 25 minutes and no one's watching them? Or do you have a couple videos that are 20 minutes and everyone's watching them? So it really depends on your channel. It depends on the video. I hope I'm not confusing you, but YouTube likes both. But what YouTube gives you brownie points for is for keeping people on the platform. So if they watch one video and go to another video and go to another video and they've watched all those videos all the way through, you get more brownie points. It's how the system works. So that's the algorithm in a nutshell for you about the best ways to what length of video should you have. And we actually have a video on YouTube right now that talks about the length of videos. And so we'll make sure to add that into the show notes after this broadcast.
Awesome. I have actually a question about that we just put in the chat. Happy every day. Happy every day. Could you tell me what your niche is? They're saying, I'm worried because I can't find anyone else that's like me. I assume that they're saying that's doing my kind of content. And so I'm worried that there might be no potential for me to succeed or find an audience. And so happy every day. Let me know what is the niche that you're in. And I actually have a few thoughts on this because I've struggled with this a little bit being in the niche that I am in. I've talked to Heather and Sean and, you know, on my personal channel and just saying like, I just don't see a lot of search volume around the things that I want to talk about. And something that, again, I'm going to go back to that idea of what is your goal, because this is really what it comes around to. Heather can give this an answer from another perspective because I have an idea of something she might say, but I want to say this first, is that I have a topic that I am really passionate about. I really want to talk to people about ethically made products. And a lot of the keywords and a lot of the questions around that topic just aren't super popular in search because it's something that's not as huge on YouTube as some of these other, you know, more mainstream topics. But my goal isn't necessarily to be big on YouTube. My goal isn't to be famous on YouTube. My goal is to share about that topic because it's something that I'm really passionate about. And so, yes, there are, tactics and there are things that we can do in order to help support that. But I, ultimately am going to be thinking like, maybe I'll only ever have a micro channel or smaller channel that's under 10,000 subscribers. And that's okay, because I'm really passionate about reaching those people who want to learn about this topic, because that's the topic that I'm passionate about. So that's the first thing I wanted to say, just as like a baseline of like, if it's okay, and I'm just going to say this again, just like with the vlogging, it's okay to not get, a million subscribers. It's okay to not have a huge channel. We can still work around that. And there actually are some tactics that you can do to still work in a small niche like that. And I'll let Heather speak to a little bit of those. But just being somebody who has struggled with this a little bit myself, I wanted to put that out there as a baseline. So Heather, do you want to jump on and speak a little bit more to this question?
Yeah, really great question. There's a couple things I want to, I love how Melissa said, if it is your passion and that's what you're passionate about, 1,000 true fans. That's what you need. You need 1,000 true fans. You actually don't need 1 million. You really only need 1,000 true fans. And if you're in a smaller niche, there's also probably sub niches around that you can impact. Maybe you can pull on those sub niches, meaning like tangent niches to what you're doing, and be able to pull on that. But I want you to remember 1,000 true fans. 1,000 true fans that buy something from you at, say, $25 every single month. You make a full-time living off of that. 1,000 true fans that are so impacted by what you're doing could be the thing that helps you write the book that becomes a New York Times bestseller that then goes out into the world. Like, you don't actually have to go crazy. You don't have to be super big to be super known. I think it's really important to remember that if the niche that you're in isn't huge and popular, well, one, decide, am I doing this for passion or profit? Am I really, like Melissa said, what's the goal of what you're doing? And then two, just remember that not everything is going to be huge. Like, my channel as a homeschool mom is probably never going to get to 1 million subscribers. I mean, let's be hopeful. I would love if more people were interested in that topic, but it's just, it's more popular now than it was before, but it's nothing compared to tech, right? It's nothing compared to, I don't know, I'm trying to think of other big things, to, PewDiePie's meme reviews. Like, it's nothing compared to that, because it is a subculture within our culture. Makes sense? But I'm okay with that. Could I make a full-time living off of it? Absolutely. I could offer courses or memberships. I could write a book. I could do my YouTube channel and have it sponsored. I've already gotten free curriculum that's helped our family be able to teach our kids and not have to pay for it. There's so many things. There's homeschool families right now that are very, very small. They got free cruises and have gone to Disneyland and have done these things with 7 children, by the way, because they're reaching a sub niche, and brands want that and partnerships want that. And so when you think about the niche that you're in, one, are you passionate about it? And then two, I'd really think about when you said no one's doing what I'm doing. Well, I want you to think like, is that the right niche to be in? Like, if no one's doing what you're doing, then it's not technically proven. Now, it doesn't mean you can't pioneer something new, but it's really good if there's actually already a tribe to jump into. Like, it's really good to be able to jump into something that's already like a foundation's kind of already laid. So I'd want you to do a couple things. One, if there's nobody doing it, maybe just think about, do you need to go a layer out from the layer that you're trying to get to, right? Maybe you just need to go one layer out. Like, say homeschooling was like not popular. No one was looking for it. No one had done YouTube channels on it. And I was trying to pioneer something new. Maybe I would start with like motherhood, and then I could talk about homeschooling. Makes sense? Like, there's a way that you can get to the things you want to talk about, but just think about those two things. Is this something you're super passionate about? There's actually people doing it, but it is super small, or is no one doing it and you need to take a step out of that niche and go one layer higher? I think that'll satisfy that question, I think, Melissa.
Yep, that's the exact piece of advice I was looking for you to give, Heather, because it's, again, something that we've talked about before, is just that idea of like, maybe there are ways that you can expand a little bit and grow a little bit, even if it's not your favorite thing ever to talk about.
And the other thing is, a lot of times, Melissa, people will say, well, no one on YouTube is doing what I'm doing yet, but are there blogs? Are there books? Are there forums? Is there already a tribe around the thing? I don't know what the thing is. I don't know what their niche is, but I would just be thinking about that. Like a lot of times when I'm coaching older women who are trying to reach older women on YouTube, they'll say things like, no one's watching my videos. Well, 24 women watch their videos. And I'm like, that's 24 women that are older, like say in their 50s or 60s, that understand how to use YouTube. Like they're getting there, they're going to be there. So, but there's blogs and there's books and there's whole communities already there. They just might not be in droves like people are with tech on YouTube, right? So just be thinking, also shifting your mindset that, think about 24 views. Think about 100 views. I think sometimes, Melissa, we compare ourselves to big channels. And 124 people is the size of a classroom. That's you giving a class to 24 people who are actually interested in what you're talking about. Think about 100 people, that's 2 classrooms. Think about 1,000 views. That's filling an auditorium of people and you standing there with a microphone talking about the things you want to talk about. I think sometimes we get tripped up on the numbers because we want the big numbers. But when we think about who we're actually impacting with the message, it's really important to remember that every one of those views was a person watching your video that you put out. So I really want to reframe sometimes how we think about the things that we're passionate about and the videos that we're creating.
Absolutely. And Heather, you're talking about, are there people off of YouTube who are interested in this topic? And I think that's a good segue into a couple of the other questions that we got, because we're getting questions from Benjamin and Edwin about how can I use these YouTube strategies? How can I bring people onto YouTube using Instagram or Facebook? And so Benjamin's saying, how can I turn my Instagram followers into YouTube subscribers? And so let's get into some tactics here. Let's get into some of the really practical things that we can do in order to bring our audience onto YouTube. I think one of the main things that we always preach about, when you want to build a platform aside from YouTube. So if you're saying I'm a YouTuber, but I'm also going to use an Instagram in order to grow my YouTube channel, I want to just pause you for a second and reframe that again, because if you are only using your Instagram account to tell people to go watch your YouTube videos, you're probably not going to grow. You're probably not going to grow your Instagram profile. And again, this is like what Heather says, we don't we will give you some honest truths. That is just not really an effective way to grow on Instagram. Now, if you have an Instagram platform already and you have people who are following you and engaged and you just started up on YouTube, there are ways that you can let those people know that you have a YouTube channel. But if you want to grow on any other platform other than YouTube, you're going to need to cater to that audience that is on that platform. And you're going to need to give them unique content. You're going to need to engage with them. You're going to need to ask them questions and listen to them and really be engaged on Facebook or on Instagram. You're not going to just drop a link to your YouTube channel and then ditch it and then come back the next time you have a YouTube channel and say, hey, go watch my YouTube video. Because if you think about that, that is serving you. That is not serving your Facebook audience. It's not serving your Instagram audience. It is serving you. You are trying to just get views to your video and you're not really caring for that relationship. And so the first thing I want to say is, Benjamin, if you already have an Instagram profile and you just want to know about moving people off, we're going to get to that in a second. But if you've just started on YouTube and then you're also just trying to start up an Instagram account, maybe don't. Maybe don't right now. And it's just something to think about. We talk about chasing 2 rabbits at a time. If you chase 2 rabbits, you're going to catch none. But if you can just focus and dial in on your YouTube channel and really focus on coming up with questions that are being searched in that YouTube search bar, serving people, answering questions, grow there first. And then, after you feel like you have a sustainable platform for that, then you can move on to Instagram, and then we'll start, creating content for Instagram and building that and using some of these topics. So that's the first thing that we always just want to caution you in, is that you are really focusing on your most important thing. But that's my little disclaimer, but I also want to get into some actual tangible tactics here. And one thing with Instagram, if you do have a following on there and say you are, let's go back to Heather's homeschooling example, Heather has a YouTube channel for homeschooling, and then she has her Instagram where she also talks about homeschooling. So she has an audience on there. And what she can do is, even though she might not, Heather's channel, she can put swipe up links, but if you can't put swipe up links and you can't link to a video in a YouTube caption, how can you get people to move from Instagram to YouTube? So we use a lot of, there's ways that in your link in your bio, this is just a really practical tip, you have the opportunity to put a link in your bio. And for small Instagram profiles, that might be the only way that you can put a link in your profile. And so use that as effectively as possible. So Tony, what I believe Tony is doing here is he has put his latest video in his YouTube bio, or sorry, in his Instagram bio. And so when he's talking about a new channel, he can go here, or he makes a new post and he's like, hey, I have a new video on this. And then and it says link in bio. And so he can just change that out every week. If he has a weekly video, he can change that to his most recent video. Another way you can do this is you can use different apps like Tap Bio or Linktree are ways that you can actually link multiple things in your bio. So those are effective tools to be able to say like, hey, check the link in my bio, and you can actually put your most recent, if you have a website, you can put that on there too. You can put your 3 most recent videos. You can put your channel on there. And so that's a really practical way to use that. But the advanced tactic I want to give you right now is to actually think about the post that you're doing that is seeding to your YouTube channel video. What I mean is, if you just write and if you just put an Instagram post and you're like, hey, I have a new video, go watch it. Maybe you have some loyal fans that want to go watch your video. But if you actually maybe take a photo or something interesting out of your YouTube video, maybe you're taking a micro piece of it, or you take a photo and you give some value up front and you say, today, here's my tip for 2 books that are going to be really great for your YouTube or for homeschooling. And you write out your caption and you give some really great value to your audience. And then you say, and actually, if you want to know 3 more of my recommendations, check out my latest YouTube video, link in bio. And so what that does is you've already given them something really valuable, and they say, oh yes, that was a really great tip. Thank you. I actually do want more tips like that. And then that gives just more incentive for them to actually go and watch your video. And so that's like my advanced tactic for you beyond just saying like new video posted, link in bio. I hope that helps. And maybe Heather wants to jump on and clarify. I gave like 5 tips all in one right here just because I got excited.
So powerful. And if you're getting value out of this video, make sure you hit that like button and let us know in the comments below, are you using Instagram right now, right, Mel? Like, are you using Instagram to try and bring people over? And did that tip just help you? Was that an unlock, an aha? I loved how you said that, Melissa, that like you have to grow one channel, like grow YouTube for YouTube and grow Instagram for Instagram, but deliver value. Deliver value. And one additional power tip I want to tell you is that go join the conversation. Like, make sure your stuff is set up right on Instagram, and then go join the conversations that are happening. So if I wanted to grow my Instagram and then grow my YouTube channel, I would go to other homeschoolers and I would start interacting with people on their Instagrams. Like, I would go to where the conversation is. If I want to grow my YouTube channel, I would go to the other channels that are like my channel, and I would answer the questions that people are asking, or I would engage with them. I'm not spamming. I'm not sub for sub. I'm not like dropping my links to things. But if I have an answer to a question, I want to do that. And then guess what happens? You're like me. You click on that bio. You're like, who's this person? You click on the bio and you're like, oh, that's cool. They do this too. And you kind of scroll through their feed a little bit and you're like, oh, wow, they do homeschooling. Oh, cool. They read that one post that said they have a video. Well, I'm going to head over to YouTube. I'm going to check it out, right? Like, you're just like me. You know how people are. So that's how you inadvertently can grow your Instagram and your YouTube channel at the same time, is by bringing value. You'll hear us say that over and over again here at Think. You need to bring value to your audience. It's not about you. It's about them. Okay, so when you're going through your strategies, take what Melissa just said. Make sure you're set up right, and then execute on those tactics. Well, I'm fired up, Melissa. Let's get maybe one or two more questions in here today. We've got a great audience that's happening. Tap Bio is inside of the chat, and we'll make sure that that is also linked down below in the description of this video. So if you want to go over to Tap Bio and check it out for yourself, we've been using it here at Think Media, and I really like it, Melissa.
Yeah, it's definitely a great tool. And like I said, don't focus so much on the tools when you're first starting. Focus on delivering that value, like Heather said. And so so while we're talking about these like really practical tips for social media strategy, Heather, Edwin is asking, how can I use our church's Facebook page to promote our YouTube channel, our videos, and our subscribers? So this is a really, really similar question, but how does this apply to your Facebook page?
Yeah, I mean, really what's great about Facebook is the same things about Instagram. So if you're like, how am I using my Facebook page to promote my YouTube channel? I want you to think differently. I want you to think, how can I grow my Facebook page for my Facebook page? And then also offer the value to let them know that there's additional things over on YouTube. So here's what you can do. Maybe you post your video over on YouTube, and then you come on Facebook, your church does, you come on Facebook, the pastor, maybe another person, and they do a live Q&A around that topic. And during that live Q&A, they refer back to the video. And hey, if you want more about this topic, or if you're interested in going deeper on Ecclesiastes, make sure you check out the new video that we just posted, or make sure you check out last weekend's sermon where I talked about right? Like, there's ways that you can be seeding it throughout, but you're offering value on that platform. And here's the thing, you might have to educate your audience on how to even use YouTube. I know it sounds crazy because you're here, you're probably watching this on YouTube, you consume YouTube, you're like, duh, YouTube, but people are not understanding how to use the platform yet. I literally just showed my mom that she has two different pages. She has a home page and she has the subscriber feed. She did not even know that that was a thing. So there's so many people that are still learning how to use these tools. And so educating them, walking them through them, using a software like we're using right now, StreamYard, where you can bring it up and you can actually show the visuals, like I'll have Tony do in the back end. He'll bring up the visuals for you and show you Think Media. And like I did the presentation before, this little segment here, you can actually bring up different things and you can show people how they can start to see the different lessons maybe that you've taught on YouTube. But how do you grow your Facebook page or how do you move people from Facebook to YouTube? I want you to grow your Facebook page for Facebook and grow your YouTube page for YouTube, bring value on the platform, and then offer them the idea that they can go over to the other platform. I hope that helps you. I think this is something that churches could do way more of. And if you pioneer this, I'll bet you'll be a really good case study one day for us here at Think Media to share with the rest of the world.
I love this question from Elba saying, what do you recommend for not creating selfish content? Like, what does it even mean to not create selfish content, Heather?
I think that's a really great question. And to not create selfish content is to think about the viewer the entire time. When we're creating videos here at Think Media, we are thinking about you. When we're creating videos at Think Marketing, we're thinking about you. It's so important to us to know the language that you're saying. We want to solve the problem. How do we make the content not selfish? We solve the problem. Now, don't get me wrong. We are making videos on YouTube and making money off of those videos on YouTube. So obviously there is some selfishness to it. Like, I'm not just putting it out there into the world just to be just completely, just transparent. We're putting the video out on YouTube because we make money off of YouTube and those videos, and it goes into the business and there's a whole thing built out behind it. It's a channel to build influence. But the videos themselves, the content that we're doing, the actual topics that we're picking, they're all for you. We are deeply passionate about your success, like deeply passionate about it. And so for you to make unselfish content is to just always be thinking about your viewer. Am I saying it right for them? Would they understand this? Are they already at the point where this topic would make sense? Are they even searching this? What problem does my target audience have? And how can I help them? What tools have I used that have changed my life and that I want to share those with others? What software have I used? What habits have I done? Right? That is unselfish content because you're sharing and you're delivering something of value to your audience. Melissa, you have anything else to add to that one? Because I know this is a big thing on social media. We get a lot of selfie culture. And how can we make sure that we're not making selfish content on platforms?
Yeah, so I think the same exact strategy that Heather just talked about applies across platforms. That's the same on YouTube. It's the same on Facebook. It's the same on Instagram. When we are making an Instagram post, yes, you want it to be relational. Yes, it's a little bit more relational than maybe YouTube is, and you want to add some things about yourself and you want to talk about things that are personal. But especially if you're just starting out an Instagram account or a Facebook account, you want to be giving actual tips. And this is another question that somebody said in the chat was, how do I deliver value? Like, what does that even mean to deliver value on my Instagram account? And so what it means is to answer questions like Heather was saying. It's to think about, who do I want to attract and what do they need? How can I help that person? And so on Instagram, the same exact thing applies. You can say, I'm going to post this image, and whether that is an image of yourself or whether it's a short video, it's an IGTV clip like this, and then you give actual tangible value. And what I mean by value is you answer a question, you give them a tip, you give them a tool, you give them something that will help them. And so I want you to focus on maybe those two categories. Think about, what tip can I give? What tool can I suggest? And what question can I answer? Those are three different things that you can ask yourself to start sparking, maybe your next Instagram post. What can I do? And, longer form Instagram posts are great. Give some details, give some, it's like a mini little blog post where you can actually talk a little bit more about what that topic is and ship it. Send it. That's your Instagram post for the day. You don't even have to tell them to go to YouTube. Just give them something that's really helpful for them. And then the next day, do the same thing. The next day, maybe you have a clip, a micro post like we were just showing you. Maybe you have a micro post like that gives value in the form of a video, and you answer a question. And then you say, hey, if you want to watch the rest of the video where this tip came from, then you can go to YouTube. But you're still giving them something that they can walk away with. And we talk a lot about results. Can you help somebody make a change in their life today? If we're helping you with saying like, here's how to get better audio because with, this quick hack, then you're able to walk away and you could sit down and actually get better audio after reading that Instagram post. How cool is that? Like, I could actually change somebody's day. I could change the way that they do something with one Instagram post. And that, I think, is what delivering value looks like. And that's what delivering content that cares about your viewer looks like. You are helping them. How can you help somebody? And I think, it applies to YouTube, it applies to Instagram, it applies to Facebook, it applies across platforms. And, I think that's like our tip of the Q&A, Heather, because that really is what so much of this comes out of. And that's why you go to Answer the Public. Bringing it back around to our tip, that's why you go to Answer the Public, because you want to know, how can I help that person who's interested in vegan cooking? I want to know how I can help them. I don't want to just make something that because I think it'll be fun or I'll be good. Obviously, that's great. And obviously, we want you to enjoy what you're doing, but how can you really help somebody? Sorry.
Yeah.
I just went off.
Tip, Mel. It was such a great tip. And I love what Matthew said. He said, answer questions is a great tip. I should do that more often. Absolutely. One of the things we teach here at Think is to answer specific questions. A lot of times people make content and it's got all this stuff in it. And you're like, you walk away and you go, was that really valuable? Did I just waste 15 minutes of my life? But when it's so rich and it's answering a specific question, they walk away with value. They walk away with something changed. I love what Ben said. He said, give them something they can walk away with. That is exactly the purpose of all content. We want you to be making content all over the internet that is helping people walk away with something. And Melissa, I think that's a great place to leave this video today. And just to let you know, again, if you've not checked out our free masterclass, I highly recommend that you go over to our 1-hour free YouTube masterclass. This Q&A session was brought to you by the Think Masterclass. So if you want to grow on YouTube and you like tips like this and videos like this, you can check out this 1-hour free class that the CEO of Think Media does, Sean Cannell, and he teaches you the step-by-step strategies for winning on YouTube this year. And if you like videos like this, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you want to check out another video like this here on the Think Media show, on the Think Media channel, make sure to check the video that's popping up on the screen right now, and we will catch you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.